Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. Guys, in this video, we will be practicing questions that are going to be very helpful for your upcoming TCS MBA exam. Okay, so if you are also going to appear for your TCS MBA exam, I would highly suggest that watch this video and practice the questions that are there in this video. Basically, we will be covering questions on numerical ability, business aptitude, and then your verbal ability. Okay, so make sure to watch the video till complete end, and if you have any doubts in any of the section, you can ask me in the comment section. Before we start the video, I just want two things from you guys, that if you are finding this helpful, please write the word helpful in the comment box, and if you want more preparation material, let me know that too in the comment section also, because when you write helpful and preparation material, I get to know that how many of you are preparing for it, and I can post better content for all of you going forward. If you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet, and there is a complete playlist on my channel related to TCS MBA. Make sure to check that too, as there is a lot of content that I have posted in that playlist also. So let's get started with today's questions. Let's look at this question. So in this question, we are asked, in how many years would the amount $750 becomes $825, okay, under a simple interest rate of 5% per annum. See, so how we will solve this one? This is a question based on simple interest. So in the simple interest, we have a simple formula, that is amount is equals to what? Principal plus simple interest. Okay, now we have to find what? We have to find how many years, which means we have to find time value. Okay, just understand that. So see, in this formula, where is time? There is nowhere time, right? But you have to understand that there is a formula of simple interest, which is PRT by 100. Okay, here P is the principal, R is the rate, T is the time. Okay, so let's see. The total amount that is given to us is 825. It is already given us to us in the question. Okay, so we will substitute it here. Principal amount that we had was 750, so I will substitute that. Okay, plus simple interest. Now let's try to find out what we will get. Okay, so see, simple interest we will try to find from here. So simple interest will be 825 minus 750, which is going to be 75. So from here we got the value of simple interest. Now we will put this value of simple interest here, and we will try to find the value of time. So principal amount is what? Principal amount is again 750, and then we have rate as 5% per annum, and we have time that we need to find out, divided by 100. Let's see how we can find it out. So T we will keep it here, and remaining things we will send it over there. So 75 into 100 will go up, and then below 750 multiplied by 5 will come. Okay, so we will get the equation as 7500 divided by 3750. When you will multiply, you will get it this. Okay, so finally when you will like cancel it and all, you will get the value as 2, which is 2 years. Okay, so the time will be 2 years, hence the correct answer will be option number C. Let's look at this question that we have. The question is, a man, woman and a girl can complete the work in 24 days, 48 days and 144 days respectively. How many girls must be assisting 3 men and 4 women to complete the work in 4 days? See, basically we are given 3 people, okay, like man, woman and girl, and we are told that how much work they can complete. Okay, so let's try to note down the data which is given to us. First thing that we are told is man's work per day. Okay, we can deduce that one from the data given. So man's work per day is what? See, man, woman and girl can complete the work in 24, 48 and 144 days. Via this we can write it, in one day man can complete 1 by 24 work. Okay, in the same way, woman's work per day is equals to how much? 1 by 48. In the same way, girls work per day is going to be 1 by 144. Okay, we have noted down these values. Now let's see how many girls must assist 3 men and 4 women. So first of all, in order to understand how many girls must assist, first of all we have to understand how much work 3 men and 4 women will do. Okay, so 3 men and 4 women work will be, how can we calculate this? So 3 into, like, the work done in one day, which is 1 into 24, 1 by 24, plus 4 women work, okay, which is 4 into 1 by 48. Okay, if you simplify it, it is going to be like 1 by 8, because 3 and 24 will cut by 8. So 1 by 8 plus 4, and this will cut by 1 by 12. Okay, so this is the values that you will get, that is 1 by 8 plus 1 by 12. Now I'm not solving it like here, because you can directly solve it, otherwise it will take more time. So I'm just directly writing the solution, final solution that we will get after adding these two. the final value that we will get after adding these two will be 5 by 6. Okay, so now we have got the like work done by 3 men and 4 women, which will be 5 by 6. Now what we will do, we have been told that this much is the work that they have already done. Okay, now for the remaining work we want girls. Okay, so to assist in the remaining work, so see, total work is 1, right? Total work is 1. So work left, okay, work left will be how much? 1 minus 5 by 6, correct? So 1 minus 5 by 6 is 1 by 6. Okay, so this is the works that needs to be done by girls. Okay, so let's understand how many girls will be required to complete this much amount of work. We have already seen one girl can do 1 by one girl in 4 days can do how much work? See, girls in 1 day can do this much of work, right? We have already written this above, that girls per day will do 1 by 144. So girl 4-day work, one girl 4-day work is 1 by 144 into 4, okay, which is 4 by 144, which is 1 by 36. So number of girls needed to complete 1 by 6 work. Okay, so number of girls, why 1 by 6? Because 1 by 6 is the only left. Okay, number of girls needed for 1 by 6 work will be 1 by 6, that is the total work left divided by the work done by one girl. So when you will solve this, 1 by 6 into 36 by 1, it is going to be 6. Okay, so you will need 6 girls who can complete the work in 4 days. Okay, hope you have understood it. If you have not understood it, I would highly suggest to like revise it once again. You will easily get it. See, first of all, we were given the data, that is men's work, women's work and girl works. Okay, how many days they will take to complete. So based on that, we have taken the work done per day. Okay, so that is what men's per day work is 1 by 24, women's per day work is 1 by 48, and girls per day work is 1 by 44. Based on that, we have calculated the work done by 3 men and 4 women, which is going to be 5 by 6. So the total work was 1 and remaining work is 1 minus 5 by 6, which is 1 by 6, and this remaining work needs to be done by girls. So then what we have done, we are told that the girls needs to complete in 4 days, right? So one girl in 4 days can do how much work? So 4 by 144, which is simplifies it to be 136. So then we have taken the total work divided by this value, which is 1 by 36. Finally, we have got the value as 6. Hope you have understood it. Let's now move on to the next question. Okay, so we have this question. Let's look at this question. At what rate of compound interest per annum a sum of $34,000 becomes $37,485 in 2 years? Okay, so see, this solving this is like easy if you know the formula. So we have a formula for compound interest. Okay, the formula is A is equals to P into 1 plus R divided by 100 to the power of T. Okay, where there are few things. Okay, P stands for principal. Okay, A stands for final amount, and T stands for time, and R stands for rate. Okay, what we are asked is at what rate, which means we are asked this value, remaining everything is given to us. Let's start substituting the values that we have. So see, amount that is given to us is this one. Okay, that is the final amount, which is 37,485. So 37,485, this is equals to what? Principal. The principal that is given to us, principal is what? The invested money, which is 34,000. Okay, now 1 plus what is R? R is not given to us, we have to find that. Okay, divide by 100. Time that is given to us is 2 years. So T value we will take 2 years. Now our work is to simplify this equation and to find the value of R. Let's see how we can do that. 37,485. I will bring this 34,000 down here. Okay, and then we are left with 1 plus R by 100 square. Okay, here this side. When you will cancel this out, you will get the value, not cancelling, but you will have to like perfectly divide. So you will get the value in decimal, which is going to be 1.1025, and then we will have the same things here, which is 1 plus R by 100 square. Okay, now to solve it further, see, this is square this side. So what we can do, we can write it in this way, like this can go there, so it will become 1.1025 under root, and this one here we have one value only. Okay, now we are not taking square. So Now if you solve it further, it is going to be what? This is going to solve up to 1.05 and this is going to be 1 plus r by 100, right? 1 plus r by 100. See, now if you solve it further, you can get it like r by 100 and 1.05 minus 1, which is going to be 0.05. Okay, so your final r value is going to be what? 0.05 into 100, which is going to be 5. So your rate will be how much? 5%. Okay, the final answer is going to be option number B. Hope you have understood the logic. Let's look at this question. A pipe can fill a tank in 12 hours while a leak, which is at 1/6 at the height of the tank, can empty up to the part in S hours. If both are open simultaneously and initially the tank is full, then what will be the 1/6 full? Okay, see, we have options as 9 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours and 12 hours. So how can we solve this question is, first of all, let's understand the statement again. A pipe can fill a tank in 12 hours. Okay, this data is given. So based on this data, what we can write is filling rate is what? Filling rate is going to be 1 by 12 per hour, right? In 1 hour, it will be 1 by 12, right? Next is leak is at 1/6 of the tank and can empty that part in S hours. Okay, so what can we write in that case? Emptying rate. Okay, emptying rate is going to be, emptying rate is equals to 1 by S per hour. Okay, again for 1/6 of the tank. Okay, for 1/6 of the tank. And what we were told is initially the tank is full and both pipe and the leak are open. So we need to find when the tank will be 1/6 full. Okay, so let's understand the leak effect. The leak affects only the bottom of 1/6 of the tank, right? It is told when it will be 1/6 full, which means it is only affecting the bottom 1/6 of the tank. This means the leak empties the full tank at the rate of 6 by S per hour, right? Leak empties the tank at a rate of 6 by S per hour, right? Now net drainage rate is what? Net drainage rate. Net drainage rate is filling rate minus emptying rate. Okay. So filling rate we have already found 1 by 12. Emptying rate is 6 by S, right? Because see, we have told, right, 1 by S per hour for 1/6 of the tank. So leak empties the tank at a rate of 6 by S per hour. Okay, so that is why 6 by S, this is S. Okay, don't get confused. Now what we have to find is finding the time to reach 1/6 full. Okay, because that is only which we have to find. So that how we will calculate is the tank starts full and must reach 1/6 full, right? So amount of water to be lost is 1 minus 1/6, which is going to be 5/6 of the tank. Okay, this much amount needs to be lost. Okay, which is 5/6 is what we will say T into 1 by 12 minus 6 by S, which is our net drainage rate. That is T into our net drainage rate. Okay, so we have found out, right, how much of water needs to be drained out. So that is why we have formed this equation, and now when we will solve it, we will get the value as of T as 10 hours. Okay, I'm not solving it completely, but if you solve this equation, you will get the value as 10 hours. So the correct answer for this question is going to be option number C, that is 10 hours. Okay, hope you have understood it. Let's move on to the next question. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. Moving on, let's try to solve this question. Gauri went to the stationers and bought things worth rupees 25, out of which 30 paise went on sales tax on taxable purchases. If the tax rate was 6%, then what was the cost of the tax-free items? Okay, so see, let's understand how to solve this question. So let the amount taxable purchases be rupees X. Okay, so the amount taxable purchases we have considered as X. Now what we are told, tax rate was 6%. So what we can write, 6% of X is what? 30 paise. So 30 paise we can write it in rupees in this way, right? So 6% of X is 30 paise, right? 30 like paise went on the sales tax basically. Now we will solve this equation for X. So we will get what? 30 by 100 multiplied by 100 by 6. Okay, 6% I have taken there, so 100 by 6. Solving it, we will get x value as 5. Okay, now this is not our answer. Okay, see, what we are asked is cost of tax free item, right? Tax free item. So cost of tax free item is what? Like bought things worth rupees 25, right? So total what she have bought minus the things on which tax was there, right? So the things on which tax was there, like one is 5 rupees and one was mentioned as 30 paisa, right? So 5 plus 30 paisa we can write it like this. Okay, so this will be the tax free items now. So 25 minus this, when we will do, we will get the answer as 19.70. Okay, so the correct answer will be option number C. Hope you have understood it. Basically, first we have found out the item on which the tax is there and what is the value of that item, and then we have, from the total amount, we have subtracted the amount on which taxes are there. Okay, so finally we will get the amount of tax free items. Hope you have understood it. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. Let's look at this question that we have. Reena took a loan of rupees 1200 with a simple interest for as many years as the rate of interest. If she paid 432 as the interest at the end of loan period, what was the rate of interest? Okay, so see, simple interest formula is what? PRT by 100. Okay, and then what we are asked is find the rate of interest, which means we have to find the R value. But there is also one more thing that is given to us in the question. If you notice carefully, simple interest for as many years as the rate of interest, which means time value is equals to rate value only. Okay, so instead of t, you can take the value as R itself. Okay, let's now substitute the values and try to find out the final answer. See, simple interest is told as 432 in the question itself. Principal amount was how much? 1200. R is the thing that we need to find out. Time is told as is equals to rate of interest. So we have take R only and then divide by 100. Let's try to solve this equation. 430 200 will be equals to 1200 multiplied by R square. So R square is going to be how much? 430 200 divided by 1200. You will cut these values. So finally you will get the R square as 36. So R value will be how much? 6, right? So finally the rate is how much? 6% in this case. So the correct answer for this question is going to be 6%. Okay, hope you have understood it. If you have any doubts, you can write it in the comment section. Let's look at this question. So in this question we are told a person purchased 15 pumpkins, each of 20 rupees. 2 pumpkins were rotten, hence he disposed them, and remaining was sold at 25 rupees. Find the rate of loss or profit. Okay, so we are asked, first of all we have to check whether he got loss or profit, and then whatever he has, if he has profit, then we have to calculate the profit percent. If he got loss, then we have to calculate the loss percent, and we have different options as profit percentage and loss percentage. So we have to find out. So you know, half of our work will be done if we figure out if he got loss or profit, because you know, then only like rest of the 2 other options will get eliminated. For example, if he got profit, then the loss options will get eliminated, right? So let's consider that for now. If we have to find profit percentage, okay, profit percentage, what is the formula for that? So for profit percentage, the formula is profit divided by total cost. Okay, total cost multiplied by 100. Now for that we need total cost first of all, right? So let's try to calculate the total cost. See, what we are told is total cost is equals to, what we are told is he bought 15 pumpkins, right, at 20 rupees each. So what we can do, 15 into 20, this will give us how much? 300, right? So this is his total cost at which he has bought the pumpkins, okay, at 300 rupees. Or you can also say total cost is nothing but cost price also. Okay, now see, we have got the total cost, right, which is 300. Now we need to check whether he has got profit or loss, right? So for that what we will do is we will determine how many pumpkins he has sold and what rate. Okay, so which is called a selling price, right? So see, it was told that 2 pumpkins out of the total was rotten. So which means how many he sold? 13 he sold. And at what rate he sold? He sold them at 25 rate, right, which is 25 rupees. So his selling price that he has got is 13 into 25. When you will multiply 13 and 25, you will get 325 rupees. So see, he bought it at 300 and he sold it at 325. So clearly we have a profit, right? Because the selling price is greater than cost price. So that is why the profit in our case would be 325 minus 300, which is going to be 25. So he got a profit of 25 rupees. Okay, now since we have the profit value, so see, I already told you, right, once half of our work will be done once we find out the profit or loss, right? So we have found out that it is a profit, so we have eliminated the loss percentage values, right? Now we have to find out the profit percentage. So if I'll put the profit value here, and then if I'll solve it, what we get? These 0 will get cancelled out, and then we will have 25 by 3, and then this is the percentage, right? So let's see if we have that option. Yes, we do have first option as this one, which is 25 by 3 percentage profit he has got. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is option number A. Okay, hope you have understood it. Let's now move on to the next question. Let's look at this question. Two tailors X and Y are paid a total of 550 rupees per week by their employer. If X is paid 120% of the sum paid to Y, how much is Y paid per week? So see, this is a simple question, but in order to solve it, you have to be a bit careful. So first of all, what we need to find out, how much Y is paid per week. So let the sum paid to be Y, the sum paid to Y per week be, okay, we will assume one value and then using that we will solve it. Okay, per week be Z. Okay, so Z is the sum that we are considering that is paid to Y. Okay, now we are told few things, that is if X is paid 120% of the sum to Y, how much is Y paid, right? So what we can say is X and Y are paid a total of 550, right? So we can write something like this, X plus Y is equals to 550, right? On the other hand, in one of the statements it is told X is paid 120% of the sum paid to Y. Okay, which means see, the sum paid to Y, what we have considered Z, and now X is told what, 120% of the sum paid to Y. So 120% of sum paid to Y is what we have considered, Z. So this is our new equation, and now solving this equation we will get Z value, and Z only we have to find out, right? Let's try to solve this one. So 120 divided by 100, Z plus Z is equals to 550. Solving it further, we will when we will solve this one completely, we will get 11 by 5 Z. Okay, and this side we have 550. Okay, solving it further, 550 multiplied by 5 divided by 11, this will get cut off by 50. We will get the Z value as 250. Okay, so Z 250 is the basic sum which needs to be paid to Y per week. Hence the correct answer going to be option number B. Let's look at this question that we have. A sum fetched a total simple interest of rupees 4016.25 at the rate of 9% per annum in 5 years. What is the sum? See, the simple interest formula that we have is PRT divided by 100, right? So now what we are asked is, what is the sum? Sum is what? Sum is principal amount. Okay, so if we find simple principal amount, that the formula will become simple interest into 100 divided by rate into time, right? So let's substitute the values that we have. So see, simple interest value is given to us in the question, which is 4016.25 multiplied by 100 divided by rate value is given to us as 9% per annum, and time value is given as 5. On solving all of this, some things will get cut off. Finally you will get the value as 8925 rupees. Okay, so the principal amount that we will have in this case is going to be 8925. Okay, which is our option number D. Hence the correct answer for this question is 8925. Let's move on to the next question now. Let's see this question that we have. Rajiv buy goods worth rupees 6650. He gets a rebate of 6% on it. After getting the rebate, he pays sales tax 10%. Find the amount he will have to pay for the goods. So see, rebate that he has got is what? Rebate is equals to 6% of like total, right? 6% rebate means 6% of this amount. So 6% of 6650, when we will solve it, 6 by 100 multiplied by 6650, when you will solve it completely, this will get cancelled and further it will get cancelled. So finally you will get the value as 399. So 399 rupees is the rebate that he has got. Okay, so after getting the rebate, what will be the amount? Okay, so he has got a rebate of 399 rupees. Okay, so now what will be the amount that he will have? 6650, okay, minus 399, right? The new amount will be what after rebate? 6650 minus 399, which is going to be 6251. Okay, now on this new amount which he has to pay, he has to also pay 10% tax. So let's calculate 10% of this amount. So 6251, which is going to be 625.10. This is the tax value. Okay, so final amount that he will have to pay for the goods. Okay, final amount to pay will be how much? The amount after rebate, which is 6251 626.51 plus the tax value, which is 625.10. When we will solve it, we will get the final answer as 6876.10. Let's see the correct answer for this one. 6876.10. Option A is the correct answer for this question. Okay, so question was simple. First of all, it was told to us that 6% is rebated, so we have subtracted that value, and after that, whatever the new value that we have got, we have told that he also have to pay 10% tax. So on the new value, what we got, we just calculated 10% tax on it, and finally we calculated both the values. Okay, hope you have understood it. Let's now move on to the next question. Let's look at this question that we have. How much time will it take for an amount of rupees 450 to yield 81 as an interest at 4.5% at simple interest? So see, simple interest formula we have PRT by 100, right? And then in this case, what is asked to us is we need to find time, right? So if we have to find time, our formula will become something like simple interest multiplied by 100 divided by principal into rate. Okay, let's try to substitute the values that we will have, that we are having here. So see, rate is given to us as 4.5. okay, so I'm putting 4.5 here. Okay, then principal amount was given to us as 450, so 450 here and 100 here, and simple interest is given to us as 81, so 81 here. Solving all of this, you will get the value as 4. So 4 is what? 4 years, okay, which is time. So the correct answer in this case is going to be option number B, which is 4 years. Okay, hope you have understood it. Let's now move on to the next question. Let's look at this question that we have. In this question, we are told that if there are 63 liters of milk in a drum with milk to water ratio as 7:9, what is the quantity of water in this mixture? Okay, let's see how to solve these types of questions. First of all, what we are given is a ratio, okay, 7:9. Now in that you have to understand 7 is what? Milk, and 9 is what? Water. Okay. Now what we are told is, for example, let's consider that we have a ratio. Okay, this is not the actual quantity, so we can mention 7 as 7x and 9 as 9x. Okay, basically x is the liter, so how many liters of milk will be there, right? So that is why we have considered 7x and 9x. Now we are also told one thing, that there is total 63 liters of milk. So what we can write? 7x equals to 63 we can write, because there should be some amount which should be multiplied with 7, which is equals to 63. That is because the total is 63, that is already given to us in the question. So with this equation we can find out the value of x, right? And once we will have the value of x, we will use that to find out water. So see, we have found out the value of x to be 9. So now we are asked the quantity of water. So quantity of water ratio we already have, 9x we can write. So 9 into 9, that is going to be 81 liter. Okay, so the answer is going to be option number C, which is 81 liter. Okay, hope you have understood it. If you have any doubts, let me know in the question. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section. And guys, if you are watching this video and if you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so, because it takes a lot of hard work to create such content for all of you. Okay, let's now move on to the next question. Let's look at this question that we have. Harish, a bank officer, invests $7,600 per month. He spent 50% of it on the stock market and 40% of the remaining on cryptocurrency market. Out of the remaining amount, he invests in mutual fund. What is the amount that he invests in mutual fund? So guys, let's understand how we can solve this problem. Basically, Harish is investing in three things. First is he's investing $7,600 per month. Okay, that is the first investment that he is making, and then he is spending 50% of it on the stock market. Okay, the stock market, and then remaining 40% he is spending on cryptocurrency. Okay, and then like out of the remaining amount he invests in mutual fund. So whatever is remaining at the end, he is investing in mutual fund. So we have to find out what is the fund that is remaining at the end. So after reducing all the amounts, whatever is left at the end will be our final answer. Let's see how we will solve it. See, first of all, 50% of whatever the amount that we had, which is 7,600. Okay, this is the amount that he is spending on stock market. Okay, because that is given to us, right? Initially 50% of 7,600 will be how much? 50 by 100 into 7600. Okay, this is going to sum up to 3800. Okay, so this much he is getting, okay, after investing in stock market. So amount spent on cryptocurrency is what? So amount spent on cryptocurrency was 40%, right? So how much we have left with? 3800. So out of this 40% he will spend on not spend but invest in cryptocurrency. So 40 by 100 into 3800. Okay, this will give the answer as 1520. Okay, now what is the remaining amount that we are left with? The remaining amount will be we had 3800 minus we invested 1520 in the cryptocurrency, so we are left with 2280. Okay, now 2280 is the amount that Harish will invest in mutual fund. Okay, because that is what we have to find. See, initially he had 7600, out of that 50% he invested in stock market, which means 3800 he invested in stock market. Out of that, what was remaining, of which he will invest in cryptocurrency, 40% of that in cryptocurrency. So we were left with 3800 more. So out of that 40% he will invest in cryptocurrency, which means 1520 he will invest in cryptocurrency. So out of the remaining, if 50% is gone, which means out of 3800, if 5020 is gone, we are left with 2280. So this is the amount that he is left with, and he will invest all of this in the mutual fund. So the correct answer is going to be option A. Hope you have understood it. Let's move on to the next one now. Let's look at this question. In this question, we are given that if a company sells a bike with a mark price of 78,000 and gives a discount of 5% on 60,000 and 3% on the remaining amount. Okay, so basically the total amount is divided into two parts and different percentage of discount is given on every part. Okay, then we are asked, then the actual price charged by the company for a bike is how much? Okay, like after selling, what is the actual price? We have to find out that one. So see, we'll note down some data first of all, okay, before solving this question. So see, we are given marked price value. So marked price given is 78,000, okay. 78,000. What is the next value that is given to us? First portion value is also given to us. So first portion is how much? It is 60,000, right? 60,000, yes. So remaining portion it is not given, but we can find out remaining portion will be how much. It will be obviously total minus the first portion. So 78,000 minus 60,000. Okay, so I will write 78k minus 60k. That will be how much? 18k, right? So 18,000 is our remaining portion. Now what we need to do is we need to calculate the discounted values. Okay, so I will tell as discount 1. Okay, discount 1 means what? Discount on the first portion. Okay, discount on the first portion. So how much discount we have given on the first portion? 5%. Okay, so discount on the first portion will be 5% of 60,000. So 5% we can write it as 5 by 100 divided by 60,000, which will be equals to what? 3,000. Okay, so if you cut this and this, you will get 3,000 as the discount 1. Then what is the discount on second portion? So discount 2 is equals to, we are told 3% discount we have given. So 3% of second portion value, which is 18,000. So this zeros will get cut off, and then we will have the value as 540. Okay, so the discount on second portion is this much, which is 540, and the first portion we have found out 3,000. So let's say total discount is how much? Total discount is discount 1 plus discount 2, which is in our case 18k plus no, discount is not 18k, actually discount is 3,000. Let me clarify it. Discount is 3k plus 540. Okay, so 3k plus 540 is how much? 3,540, right? So this is our total discount. Now we can easily find out. So what we were asked is, what is the actual price charged by the company? So the actual price can be what? Actual price will be marked price minus discount, right? So marked price is 78,000, it was given to us. 78,000 minus 3,540. Once you will subtract this, you will get the answer as 74,460, which is option A in our case. Correct answer for this question is option A. Let's now move on to the next question. Let's look at this question, guys. So in this question, the question is there, that is Paula and Sarah leave block P and Q towards Q and P respectively simultaneously and travel in the same route. After meeting each other on the way, Sarah takes 3 hours to reach her destination while Paula takes 5 hours to reach her destination. If the speed of Sarah is 40 km per hour, what is the average speed of Paula and Sarah? So guys, see, first of all, whenever you have to calculate the average speed, this is the formula or a quick short trick, not a short trick but a formula that you can use to find the average speed. Okay, you can say the average speed is what? Total distance upon total time taken. Okay, so let's see how we can find out the distance and time values. See, we have the formula speed equal to distance upon time. So now with this formula we can say distance is equal to speed into time. Now if you see in the question, distance speed of Sarah is given already, right? Speed of Sarah is 40 and also we are given the time taken by Sarah. So time taken by Sarah is 3 hours. So when you will solve it, you will get the distance as 120. Now if you notice in the question that they both are moving from P to Q and Q to P. Okay, one is moving from P to Q and other is moving from Q to P, which means the distance is going to be same for both. So what we are going to take is distance is 120 plus 120 because distance is same, right? So the total distance will be how much? 120 plus 120, and then we have to take total time also. So we in the question it is given to us that Sarah takes 3 hours to reach and then Paula takes 5 hours to reach. So we will sum up those times also, that is 5 plus 3. So we will get 8. So on top we will get 240 and below we will get 8. When you will cancel it, you will get the value as 30, which is the average speed. But if you notice the options, we don't have that. So you have to select the nearest most. So which means 34.92 we will select. So the correct answer in this case will be 34.92. Okay. Okay guys, so let's see this question. Macro invested in two schemes. $42,000 in scheme A for 1 year at a simple annual rate of 5% per annum and $14,000 in scheme B for 2 years at annual interest rate of 8% per annum, compounded semi-annually. What is the approximate difference in interest earned by both the schemes? We have the different options. So see guys, how can you solve this question? First of all, it is told that first investment that he is doing is at a simple interest rate, and then second investment he is doing at a compound interest. So we have the formulas for simple interest and compound interest. You will substitute the values that are given to you in the question. Principal is given to us 42,000 and then rate is 5% and then time of the year is 1. Okay, so then 100, which is equals to 2100. Finally when you will solve it, you will get the value as 16378, and for compound interest you will get the value as this one, and for simple interest you will get the value as this one. Okay, so see, this is the amount value. Based on this amount value you will find the final compound interest, which is 2378. You will subtract both the values, you will get the final answer as 278. Okay, so in this way you have to solve this question, that is the difference between both the amounts, that is 278. Let's look at this question that we have. The question is the number of ways to divide 8 students into 2 different groups of equal numbers to perform an experiment is. Okay, and we have the option is 140, 70, 60 and 120. So see guys, this question is based on combinations. Okay, combinations. So we have to find the number of ways to divide 8 students in 2 different groups of equal numbers to perform an experiment. Okay, so if you remember, there is a formula that is NCR is equals to n factorial divided by r factorial into n minus r factorial. Okay, we are going to use the same formula. So in our case, n value is what? 8 number of students are there, and we have to like 2 different groups of equal numbers, which means 4 4, right? So how many combinations will form? We will have to calculate that. So 8 factorial divided by 4 factorial into 8 minus 4 factorial. Okay, which is going to be 8 factorial divided by 4 factorial into 4 factorial. This can be written as 8 7 6 5. Okay, and into 4 factorial, and this will be 4 factorial into 4 3 2 1. This will get cancelled out, and then further cancelling we can do. So for example, 4 2s are 8, this can get cancelled. 3 2s are 6, this can get cancelled. So 2 5s are 10 into 7, which is going to be 70. The correct answer in this case is going to be option number B, which is 70. Hope you have understood it. Let's now move on to the next question. So guys, let's look at this question. What is the least number by which 16,800 must be divided to get a number perfect square? Okay, and we are given different options. So let's see how to solve this types of question when we are asked the number should be divided. Okay, so there is these two important things, that we are given a number and we are asked that this number should be divided with which number to get a perfect square. Okay, so see, first step is always to calculate the LCM of this number. Okay, let's try to calculate the LCM of it. So 16,800 I will take, and we will follow this method of taking the LCM. So 2 with the smallest number we have to take. So 2 8s are 16, 4 and then 0 0. Okay. So next is, so 8 4 and 0 0. Next is 2 4 2 0 0. Next is again 2 2 1 0 0. Okay. Let's move forward in the same way again with 2 1 0 5 0. Next is what? Again 2 only. 2 5s are 10, 2 2s are 4 and then 2 5s are 10. Next is now with 2 it will not be divided, so we will take 3. So with 3 it will be divided 1 7 and 5. Let's see what is the next. So again this one is not going to divide with 3 also, so we will divide it with 5. So 5 3s are 15 and 2 which is 25 35. Okay. So next is again this will also get divided by 5 only. 5 7s are 35 and then finally we will have 7. Okay. So in this way we have got the values. So let's see what we have got. 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. How many times 2 are there? 1 2 3 4 5. So we have written 5 times 2. Then what we have? 3 and then 5 into 5 into 7. Okay, so these are the values that we have got. Now guys, see, understand one thing, like for a perfect square like 16. Okay, 16 is a perfect square. Then we have what, like 4 is also a perfect square, right? So if you see the LCM of these kinds of numbers which are perfect square, the LCM of them would be something like what? 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, right? Which means 4 times 2. In the same way for 4 it is what? Into 2 into 2. So for perfect square, you know, always the like digits will be in pair. Okay, so see in this way. Okay, but in our case it is not in pair. There are few digits which are not in pair. See, this is in pair, this is in pair, right? And then this one is in pair. So these are some extra digits. So now in order to make this digit, that is 16,800, a perfect square, what we need? We need the pairs of these remainings also. Okay, and then we will get the final answer as. Okay, so see what are the individual digits? 2 into 3 into 7. Okay, so if we will do 2 into 3 into 7 is what? 42, right? So see, if we will divide the number with this digit, okay, then our final whatever the value that we will get, it will be a perfect square. Okay, so hope you got it. The correct answer is going to be option number B, which is 42. So in order to solve these types of questions, you have to solve it in this way, because it is asked to divide it. That is why what we will do, first we will take the this LCM, and then based on that we will find out the pairs, which all are the individual ones. We will multiply them, and the part that we will get will be the one which we need to divide. Okay, and then we will get the final answer. Let's look at this question. This question is also very important. Let's read the question first. What is the least number by which 16,800 must be subtracted to get a number perfect square? So guys, these kinds of questions are again also important, because here we are given a number and then we are asked what should be subtracted from this number in order to get a perfect square. So see, I'll tell you like the trick or the way or the procedure of solving these types of question. What we need is, we are given a number. Okay, so you know, we always have a like way to find out the square. If a number is what is the square root of a number, right? So let's follow that way and then we will reach out to our answer. Okay, so see, we have this digit, and how we usually find out the square root of a number is via this way. Okay, this is not finding the LCM but division method. Okay, so in that what we do is we create the pairs of 2, and then whatever is remaining at the end, we will take it as a single digit. Then we start dividing it. So since it is 1, so I will take 1 and start dividing it. So it will be 1 times 1 and it will be 0, because we will subtract it. Next up we will take this pair down, and since I divided it 1, I will put 1 here. Okay, now I will take this digit plus of this digit, and then it will come here. Now what should I put here so that it will get divided by 68? So see, if I take 3 here, so 23 into 3 will be like too much, right? So instead of that, like too much as in it will be greater than 68, so we have to take a digit which will be smaller than 68. So I will take 22 into 2, which is going to be 44. Okay, and then 2, since I have multiplied by 2, I will put that 2 there. Okay, so 68 minus 48 will be how much? 24. Okay, now we will take one more pair, which is 0 0, so it will be 2400. Again we will add this 2 here, and then it will be 24 that will come here. Now what we will do, we will put here so that this will get divided. So if we will put 9 here, it will get divided, okay, completely with it. So it will be 2, 2, 4 and 1. Okay, so let's see what is the remainder that we get. So the remainder that we get is 159. So now guys, if you see, the digit is already greater. Okay, so even we can't take this digit, and we don't even have any more to carry also from top, right? All the digits are completed. So this we can say is kind of our remainder, right? This is our what? This is our remainder. So this is only our answer in these types of questions. Okay, that this will be the number which was extra, kind of. Okay, this was extra. So if this will be subtracted from our original number, our number that we will get will be a perfect square, right? Why we are getting this remainder, right? Understand that we are getting this remainder because this is something extra after the perfect square, right? That is why it is coming as like in this way. For example, try to find out the square root of 16 or 4 or something, okay, and you will get the remainder as 0, which means they are perfect squares, right? That is why whenever we are getting extra remainder, which means that digits are the extra digits, or that needs to be subtracted from the original number in order to get the perfect square. So in this case, our answer is going to be option number C, which is 159. Okay, so hope you have understood this question. Let's move on to the next question now. Let's look at this question. What is the least perfect square which is divisible by 24, 30 and 60? So we have to find out the least perfect square which can be divisible by 24, 30 and 60. Let's try to solve this question. How to solve this question is, first of all, we will take the LCM of these digits. Okay, so 24, 30 and then 60. And how we will take the LCM? Using this way. The smallest number with which it will divide is 12, 15 and then 30. Okay, in the same way, I'll divide further with 2 only, 6, 15 and 15. Now again with the 2 only, 2, 3, here 15, it won't get divided, it won't get divided again here. Now let's move forward. Again with 2, it won't get divided, so I will now take 3. So 3 ones and 5 and then 5 here. Again next one what we can take is 5. So 1, 1 and 1. So we have got the LCM as what? 2 into 2 into 2 and 3 into 5. Now guys, before let's moving forward, just understand one thing. For a perfect square, okay, like for example 16 is a perfect square, right? So for a perfect square, how the LCM would look like? Something like this, okay, right? So in the perfect square, always the digits are in pair, okay, understand that. For example, for 2, for 4, okay, 4 is also perfect square. So if you see, the LCM of 4 will be 2 into 2, okay. So for the perfect square, the digits are always in pair. Now in our answer, let's see how many pairs we have and how many extra digits we have. So we have one pair of 2 and then these 3 are individual digits, okay. So now in order to make this a perfect square, we also need a pair of these 3, okay, and once we find the pair of these 3, that digit will be our number that we will need to make it a perfect square. Okay, let's see how we can do that. So first of all, what is this equals to? 2 into 2 into 3 into 5, it will be equals to 120. Okay, let me write it here. Okay, now 120 is not equal to perfect square, we also know that, right? So let me write it in this way. 120 is not a perfect square. Okay, so in order to make it a perfect square, as I told you, what we will do is we will take this 120, which is the multiplication of all of these digits, and we will have 1 like these digits also, okay, to make them a perfect pair. So then what we will get is 120 into 2 into 3 into 5, this will be 120, and these 3 when we will multiply, we will get 30, and then this will equals to what? 3600, and we know 3600 is what? 3600 is a perfect square. So the correct answer in this case will be 3600, which is option B. Okay, just to give you a quick idea what we have to do in this kinds of question. First we have to take the LCM. Okay, from the LCM we have to see how many pairs are there and how many non pairs or single digits are there. Okay, so we have to multiply those single digits once again to make it a pair, right? So for example, we have got the LCM as 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. Okay, so this was a one pair, and then these 3 were the extra digits. So what we have done, we have multiplied these 3 once more. Okay, so now the final multiplication of all these digits is our perfect square. Okay, so that is the least perfect square that we can get, which will be divisible with all of these. Hope you have understood this. Let's see this question. The question is the value of 1 by 512 raised to the power 1 by 9 is what? Okay, let's try to solve this question. 1 by 512 raised to the power of 1 by 9 is what? So what we can do is, first of all, you have to understand that 512 can also be written as 2 raised to the power 9. So we will substitute this value only instead of 512, 1 by 2 raised to the power 9, then whole raised to the power 1 by 9. Okay, now this 2 raised to the power 9 can be also written in this way, because if you will take it in the numerator, then it will become something like this, right? Now this can further be solved to what? This both powers will get multiplied, so minus 9 into 1 by 9 will be minus 9 by 9. This will cut off to give minus 1. Okay, so 2 raised to power minus 1. So see, now we have the answer in fractions, so let's convert it into fraction. 2 raised to minus 1 is what? 1 by 2. We can also write it in this way, right? So this will be our correct answer. So if you see, option A is the correct answer for this question. Okay, hope you have got the logic. Moving on to the next question. If you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Okay, let's now see this question. We have this question where we are given a equation, okay, which is 2 raised to the power 228 divided by 2n is equals to 512, and we have to find the value of n in this case. Okay, let's try to solve this question. Okay, what we will do is we will simplify it further. Okay, 2 raised to the power 228 is equals to 512. We will take this 2n in there. Okay, so it will be multiplied by 2n, right? Now again 512, how can it be written? 512 can be written in this way. Okay, 2 raised to power 9, 2 raised to power 9 into 2n, and there it will be the same, 2 raised to power 228. Okay, now see, this can also be written as 2 raised to power 9 into 2 into n, right? Now this is what? Nothing over the power means 1. So what we can do is 2 raised to 9 into 2 raised to 1 can be written as 2 raised to 9 plus 1 into n, and then it will be what? 2 raised to 10 into n here, and there it will be what? 2 raised to 228. Okay, now let me write the equation here forward. So this was our final last equation which we have written. Okay, and I will simplify it further now. So this 228, this thing we will take it in the denominator. Okay, 2 raised to 10. Then we will have something like this, right? The next equation. What we can do? This will go up. So 228 minus 10, right? This will happen. Like if 2 raised to power 10 will go in the numerator, this will be 2 raised to power 228 minus 10, and this side it will be n. Let's see. 2 raised to 228 minus 10 is what? 218. So this is 218. So this is n, right? So guys, if you see, the n value is what? 2 raised to 218. Okay, now let's see the options that we have. We have options as 219, 218, 237, and none of the above. Now guys, this is a tricky question. Okay, many of you in the, like, if you are in a very hurry, you might feel that okay, yeah, 280, and you will select B as the answer. But no, B is not the answer. The correct answer for this question is going to be option number D. Okay, that is none of the above. Why so? Because the answer is 2 power 218 and not just 218. Okay, if they would have asked the power or something, then we could have answered, but they have asked the complete value of n. So we have found out the complete value of n, which is 2 raised to power 218. Okay, so that is why we are selecting none of the above as the answer for this question. So the first question that we have is, choose the most logical order of a given sentences to construct a coherent paragraph. Okay, so what we have to do is, we are given 4 different sentences. We have to rearrange them in a meaningful way so that it is making a meaningful paragraph. Okay, and then we have to select the sequence of the correct paragraph from the given options. Okay, so let's read the sentences first, and then we will create the correct paragraph. The first option that we have is, communicating with someone who is not physically present is alienating, forcing the mind to separate from the body. Okay, next is, the cell phone intrudes into the public and private realms, preventing the holistic engagement with what is around us. It also puts its users constantly on call, constantly available. As much as that can be liberating or convenient, it can also be overwhelming. Even though we have 2 hands, I am convinced that you can't hold a cell phone and someone else's hand at the same time. Okay, now we have to tell, first of all, from where the sentence is starting. Okay, so see guys, this starting sentence is going to be B. Okay, so the sentence will start like this: the cell phone intrudes into the public and private realms, preventing holistic engagement with what is around us. Okay, the next sentence that is going to be in the series is of A, which is communicating with someone who is not physically present is alienating, forcing the mind to separate from the body. Okay, now the next one is going to be options, this one C. Okay, sentence C. It also puts its users constantly on call, constantly available, and as much as that can be liberating or convenient, it it can also be overwhelming. Okay, so this is going to be the next one, and then finally it will be this one. Even though we have two hands, I am convinced that you can't hold the cell phone and someone's hands at the same time. So the answer for this question is going to be option C, which is B, A, C, D. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Out of the four underlined phrases A, B, C, and D, choose the phrase that is incorrect or inappropriate in the context of the sentence. So guys, these kinds of questions we have seen a lot. Okay, and it is very good, or like it is very important to have a good practice of these questions beforehand, so that you don't feel it very new when you appear for it in the, or when you see it, these types of questions in the exam. Okay, so what will be done is, like, one sentence is there. Okay, and it is like broken into four parts. You have to tell what error is there in which part. Okay, let's see. Sending gifts to each other. Okay, this is the first sentence. On, okay, no, the first is on. Okay, it is starting from here. Sending gifts to each other on Christmas has been a lifelong tradition. Okay, so we have these options. So the correct answer for this will be A. Okay, option A. So moving on now to the next question. Okay, let's see this question. Rearrange the following phrases to form a coherent sentence. The position of one is fixed. Okay, so guys, these kinds of questions are very important. Okay, what we have to do in this questions is, the first or the starting of the sentence which is given to us will be fixed, and we have to find out the arrangement of the remaining sentences. Okay, so let's see. The fixed sentences: in the bustling city. Okay, this is going to stay as it is, and we have to rearrange the remaining ones. Let's read out the remaining sentences. Car honks and creating a symphony, pedestrians hurried of urban life. Okay, see, let's start reading the sentence again. In the bustling city, cars honked, and so this is P. Okay, we have to keep noting down the sequence also. Next is going to be pedestrians hurried. Okay, car honked and pedestrians hurried. Pedestrians hurried. Okay, which is going to be R. So next is going to be creating a symphony. So pedestrians hurried, creating a symphony. So this is Q, and then next up, what is only one is remaining? Symphony of urban life. Okay, so this is going to be our complete meaningful paragraph. So let's see what we have got as the sequence: P, R, Q, S. Okay, so you can see option A is the correct answer for this one, which is P, R, Q, S. Okay, moving on to the next question. The question is, fill in the blanks with the most appropriate word, and so this is a fill in the blanks type of question. Okay, this is our blank statement, and we have to fill in the most appropriate options given from the options given below. Let's read the sentence. Dash a doubt, she is team's best performer. Okay, let's see the options that are given to us. The options are without, with, beyond, about. Okay, so the correct answer in this case is going to be option number A, which is without. Okay, so the final sentence will be something like, without a doubt, he is the team's best performer. Okay, hope you have understood it. If you have any doubts in any questions, please feel free to write it in the comment section. So guys, now before we dive deep into this next question, if you are new to the channel and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, because guys, I have noticed a lot of you gets benefited from the videos. You see the content but you don't subscribe to the channel. So guys, please do it, so that I also get motivated to bring more such helpful content for all of you, and please share it amongst your friends so that they also get benefited. Okay, moving on to this next question, which is, out of the four underlined phrases marked as A, B, C, and D, choose the phrase which is wrong or inappropriate in the context of sentence. Okay, so we are given four parts of a sentence. We have to tell which of them is incorrect. Okay, let's read the sentence. Certain religion and political groups felt novels had the power to make so-called immoral characters so interesting that young readers would identify. Okay, so see, we have different options. The correct answer in this question will the correct will be option number A, which is certain religion and, okay, this one. See, it is like options are in this way. Okay, this is A, this is B, then this one is C, and this one is the D. Okay, so the error lies in the first one, which is A. The phrase certain religion and is grammatically incorrect. Okay, the phrase is what? Grammatically incorrect. So certain religion and is grammatically incorrect. That is why this is the correct answer for this one. Moving on to the next question. Let's see this question. The question is, identify if the underlined part in the below sentence is incorrect. If yes, choose the option which makes the sentence grammatically correct. The sentence that is given to us is, steel helmet reaches the name of someone, captains, who served at Tannisburg stood at each corner with drawn swords of the bad. Okay, so now this part is the one which is underlined. So first of all, yes, there is some error because all the four options are like the correct or the improvements of this error part only. So it is obvious that the error is there in this sentence. Now we have to select or choose which is the most correct one out of the given options, or which will be grammatically correct, okay, in place of this. So guys, let's read the four options now first. Option A is, who stood at each corner of the bed served with drawn swords at Tannenberg. Option B, who served at Tannenberg stood at with drawn swords each corner of the bed. Option C, who served at Tannenberg stood at each corner of the bed with drawn swords. Option D, who served at Tannenberg stood at each corner of with drawn swords of the bed. Okay, so guys, like, I don't know if you have noticed or not, when I was reading, I have myself felt that reading option A, B and D was very tough. Why? Because there are no punctuations, nothing. Okay, everything looks like a mixed jumbled words. Okay, just we are reading it aloud. When you will read option C, you yourself will understand that because of this comma, whole meaning and the grammatical meaning of the sentence is enhancing. Okay, so that is why the correct answer in this case is option C. If we replace this part with this sentence, it will be more grammatically correct. The entire sentence will make sense. Moving on to the next question. Choose the most logical order of given sentences to construct a coherent paragraph. Okay, again we have like 5 sentences. We have to rearrange them to make a meaningful sentence. Okay, let's read it out. Let's first read the sentences and then we will rearrange the like to make a meaningful paragraph. Option A is, some like the ice bucket challenge promote a cause, but then there are those facts that are ill-informed or worse, dangerous. Others like the bottle flipping craze are benigner. The latest, the Tide Pod challenge, belongs in that category. It seems every few weeks another challenge takes social media by storm. Okay, so guys, the correct sequence for this will be, let me tell you, it will start with E first of all. Okay, it seems every few weeks another challenge takes social media by storm. Next is going to be A, which is, some like the ice buckets challenge promotes a cause. Okay, next is C, others like the bottle flipping craze are benign. Okay, next in the series we have B, which is, but then there are those facts that are ill-informed or worst or dangerous. Then we will have D, the latest, the Tide Pod challenge belongs in that category. Okay, so the series is this one. Okay, E, A, C, B, D. Okay, so guys, the correct answer will be option D. Okay, which is this one. E, A, C, B, D is the correct sequence in this case. Moving on to the next one. Fill in the blank with the most appropriate word. So we have a fill in the blank kind of a question. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to read this sentence, select the most appropriate one in this out of the given options. So let's read the sentence. There have been 20 similar incidents dash March and July. Okay, so the options that we have are between, during, in, at. Okay, let's come from down this time. Okay, there have been 20 similar incidents at March and July. No, doesn't make sense, because at March means like we can't say at both, right? This does not make grammatical sense. Okay, so that is why this cannot be the answer. The next one is in March and July. No, it should be like either on. Okay, next is during. Does not make sense. Next is between, because you see we have March and July, so definitely we are talking about a time frame. Okay, so from March till July. Okay, so that is why, so in this case the correct answer will be between. So there have been 20 similar incidents between March and July. Hope you have understood it. Moving on, let's look at this question. FERA in India has been replaced by, the options are FEPA, FEMA, FENA and FETA. The correct answer is going to be FEMA, which is option number B. Okay. So the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, which was called as FERA, was replaced by the Foreign Exchange Management Act, called as FEMA, in 1999 to facilitate external trade and payments. Moving on to the next question. Internationally known telecom giant AT&T is a corporate of which country? The options are Japan, USA, China and South Korea. The correct answer is going to be option B, which is USA. Okay. So AT&T, which is American Telephone and Telegraph Company, is a multinational telecommunications headquartered in United States. It is one of the world's largest telecom providers. Moving on to the next question that we have. The name of the group led by Anil Ambani is, the options are AA Group of Companies, ATAG, Anil Ambani and Sons and ADAG. So the correct answer in this case is going to be ADAG, option D. Okay. So basically ADAG stands for Anil Dhirubhai Ambani Group, a major Indian company with interest in telecommunications, financial services, entertainment and infrastructure. Moving on to the next question. A6 is a car model for which automobile company? The options are Volkswagen, Skoda, Audi and BMW. The correct answer is going to be Audi, which is option C. Audi A6 is a luxury sedan produced by German automobile manufacturer Audi. It is known for its premium features, technology and performance. Moving on to the next question. The new car Spin was launched by, the options are Volkswagen, Suzuki, Fiat and Chevrolet. The correct answer is going to be option D, which is Chevrolet. Okay. Option D. Okay, so see, Chevrolet Spin is a multi-purpose vehicle, which is also called as MPV, launched by Chevrolet, an American automobile brand owned by General Motors. Moving on to the next question. Big Bazaar chain of stores is run by which group? The options are Jindal Group, Reliance Group, Future Group and Aditya Birla Group. The correct answer is going to be option C, which is Future Group. So Big Bazaar is a retail supermarket chain in India owned by Future Group, which was founded by Kishore Biani. It offered a wide range of products including groceries, clothing and electronics. Moving on to the next question. AMR Corporation merged with US Airways Marketing, the airline, making the airline second largest airline in the world. AMR Corporation belongs to which company? Basically the question is AMR Corporation belongs to which country? The options are USA, Canada, India and China. The correct answer is going to be option A, which is USA. Okay. So AMR Corporation was the parent company of American Airlines before its merger with US Airways. The merger created the world's largest airline based in the United States. Moving on to the next question. Amaze is a brand card of, and the options are Honda, Hyundai, Ford and Maruti Suzuki. The correct answer is going to be option A, which is Honda. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Inspiring Years is a tagline of, options are Bharti Group, ITC, Aditya Birla Group and Tata. The correct answer in this question is going to be ITC. Basically ITC Limited, an Indian company with businesses in FMCG, hotels, paperboards and packaging, uses the tagline Inspiring Years to reflect its legacy and leadership. Okay, so the correct answer is this one. Okay, ITC. Moving on to the next question. The new share price index in dollar value of Mumbai share market is, the options are Dolex, Eurex, Forex and Sensex. The correct answer is option B, which is Eurex. Okay, moving on to the next question. Which of the following mobile service operators started HD voice service in Africa? The options are Airtel, India, Vodafone and Tata. The correct answer is going to be Airtel. So Bharti Airtel, one of the largest telecom operators in India, expanded its services to Africa and became one of the first companies to launch HD voice calling in that region. Moving on to the next question. Which private life insurance company from India launched its first international operation with the opening of its representative office in Dubai? The options are Kotak Insurance, New India Insurance, SDFC Insurance and Religare Insurance. The correct answer is going to be SDFC Insurance. So SDFC Life, one of the India's leading private insurance companies, launched its first international office in Dubai to serve NRIs, which is non-resident Indians. Moving on to the next question. Which of the following two countries are involved in Vodafone tax issue? The options are India and US, India and Britain, India and Maldives, and India and Seychelles. The correct answer is going to be option number B, that is India and Britain. Vodafone was involved in a high-profile tax dispute with the Indian government over its acquisition of Hutchison SR. The dispute also involved Britain, as Vodafone is a UK-based company. Moving on to the next question. Name the BPO firm acquired by Mahindra System for $27 million. The options are SCL, Customer International Operations, GE Capital, and Genpact. The correct answer is going to be option number B, that is Customer International Operations. Okay, Mahindra System acquired Customer International Operations, which is a BPO firm, to expand its presence in the outsourcing industry. Moving on to the next question. Verito is the car model of, and the options are Chevrolet, Ford, Toyota, and Mahindra. The correct answer is going to be Mahindra. Okay, so Mahindra Verito is a sedan developed by Mahindra and Mahindra. Moving on to the next question. Make believe is the famous tagline of which electronic company? The options are Sony, Panasonic, Samsung, and Apple. The correct answer is going to be Sony. Moving on to the next question. The power of knowledge is the tagline of which newspaper? The options are Deccan Chronicle, The Hindu, the Economic Times, and the Hindustan Times. The correct answer is going to be option D, which is the Hindustan Times. Moving on to the next question. What is the brand slogan of Apple? The options are Think Small, Think Better, Think Different, and Think. The correct answer is going to be option C, which is Think Different. So Think Different campaign was a marketing slogan used in late 1990s to encourage creativity and innovation, distinguishing Apple from its competitors. So guys, so far we have practiced a lot of questions. Now I have one DIY question for you, which is, which of the following is a key function of management according to Henry Fayol? The options are marketing, controlling, advertising, and selling. So guys, this is a DIY question, which means I will not be telling you the answer of this question. You have to attempt this question and write down the answer of it in the comment box. Make sure to attempt this question and write down its answer in the comment box. So guys, so far we have solved a lot of questions for our practice. Now I have two DIY questions for you, which you need to solve it on your own and write down the answers of those questions in the comment box. Make sure to attempt this DIY questions. Let's see the first DIY question that we have. Identify the correct spelled word. Okay, so we have the word as accommodate. You need to see the correct spelling of this word and you need to write down in the comment section. The four options are given in front of you. Let's see the second DIY question that we have for you. The second question is choose the correct meaning of the idiom. The idiom is to turn the tables. Okay, the options are to take revenge, to reverse the situation, to change one's opinion, and option D is to make peace. Okay, so this was your DIY question number 2. Make sure to write down the answers of both the questions in the comment box. So guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and if you do, please give it a like. If you have any more doubts, please drop them in the comment section. You can also join me on Telegram and follow me on Instagram as well. You can ask your queries over Instagram DM too. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss on any of the important updates or notification whenever I upload a new video. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching the video.